Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. I'm always going around looking for golden nuggets, so I found my first golden nugget in this brief, in the pamphlet here. And it says here that I have learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. And that's by Nelson Mandela. So I'm always looking for a little bit of a gold nugget wherever I go. Teachers, parents, pupils of Reiger Park Primary School. Teachers, parents, visitors, guests, and community of my race. Do you know that the God that we love, the God that we adore, the God that has sent his son just over 2,000 years ago, never created an inferior man. The God that we love, the God that we worship and adore, has created man in his own image, equal in every respect. Whomsoever he may be, let him be white, let him be black, let him be Indian, let him be colored. God has created him equal of his brother. Such a loving God, such a merciful God, such a God that he is no creator or respecter of persons. He is such a God that he would not in his love create a superior race and an inferior race. The God that you worship is a God that expects you to be equal of other men. The God that I adore is such a God and he can be no other. So, why is it so hard to see and acknowledge that God created man? Why is it so hard to see and acknowledge that he has placed him in this world as Lord of creation, as sovereign of everything that we see? Let it be rivers, let it be land, let it be sea, lakes, and everything there in it. Why do we fail to see and acknowledge this? While we ponder on that, while we in thought of that, I would like to share a story. And so, father and son are off to sell their farm goods at a local market. And walking alongside their donkey, they come across a countryman, and in the breath of his whisper, the countryman says, "You fools, what is a donkey for other than to ride it?" So the father quickly puts his boy up on the donkey, and they go their way. But they hadn't gone far when they crossed a group of men sitting on a corner. One who says to the other, "Look at that lazy little boy. He rides the donkey and his father walks. He has no respect for his elders." Filled with fear of what the boy had just heard, the boy gets off the donkey and the father gets onto the donkey. And on the way they go. But they hadn't gone far when they cross two women gossiping to one another. And the one woman says to the other, "Shame on that grown man." of his life, fit, strong. And he allows his little son to stooge along while he sits and rides the donkey like a king. Filled with fear of what the two women were thinking about him. He doesn't know what to do until last he comes up with an idea and he picks the boy up with him on the donkey and they carry on their journey. And they hadn't gone too far. They hadn't gone too far, pity. When they came across an old couple, I don't want to tell you from where. And immediately the old couple called them to order, saying, have you guys no respect for animals? Have you not heard of animal cruelty? How is it possible that two grown people can sit and overweigh a poor little donkey like that? Shame on the both of you. And so the father and the son got off the donkey almost immediately. They didn't even think twice. They climbed off the donkey as quickly as they could. And while they got off, they thought, and they thought, and they thought, and they thought, until you would think that they could think of nothing else, that they had exhausted all of their options. The father and the son decide to cut down a pole, tie the donkey's feet together, put the pole through the donkey's feet, and carry the donkey across the bridge to the market. As they were about to cross over the bridge, the boy tripped and fell, and the donkey, with his legs tied, fell over the bridge, drowned and died. And the father and the son lost everything. And the moral of that story is that you can't please all the people all the time. Teachers, parents, pupils of Reiger Park Primary School, teachers, parents, visitors, guests, and community of my race. Did you know that an average university offers 256 degrees? And out of these 256 degrees, statistics proves that only 20% of those degrees are relevant to a successful career. I'll repeat that in case I lost some of you. I'll repeat that. An average university offers 256 degrees. And statistics proves that only 20% of those degrees are relevant to a successful career. This is a message that I would like to engrave in your hearts and in your minds. Over the years, we've become so doctorate, so degreed, so diploma-centered, that we have failed to see that a degree in the study of earthworm reproduction will not secure your precious little boy's future, a successful career. And neither will a doctorate in the study or the anatomy of a cow udder secure one for your boy in this highly capitalist age that we are living in today. We have failed to see that while qualified qualified tradesmen are leaving our country, our birth country, by the dozens. We have failed to see that technical skills is the bloodline of our very nation. We have failed to see young South Africans using their technical abilities to open up business markets overseas by building our very own aircraft, by building our own very motor vehicle. But most importantly, we have failed to see the innovative potential trapped in a young boy and a young girl forced to live out our selfish dreams and desires. Let us for a moment consider that there are no more than 5 primary musical notes. No more than 5 primary musical notes. Yet, in combination, these give rise to more melodies than can ever be heard. There are no more than 5 primary colors, namely white, black, red, yellow, and blue. Yet in combination, they yield more character than the eye could ever see. There are no more than 5 primary tastes: sweet, sour, acrid, salt, and bitter. Yet in combination, they yield more flavors than can ever be tasted. Teachers, parents, pupils of Reiger Park Primary School, teachers, parents, visitors, guests, and community of my race. Let us protect our public schools. Let us protect our public libraries. Why? Because in this battle, there are only these 2 methods of attack. These in combination give rise to an endless series of success stories. I'll repeat that for you. These 2 in combination give rise to an endless series of success stories. Teachers, parents, pupils of Reiger Park Primary School, teachers, parents, visitors, guests, and community of my race. Others will hesitate. Others will procrastinate. Others may even plead for further negotiations. But as for me and my business partners, we are ready to act. And for our actions, we are ready to answer to our conscience, our country, and our God. Thank you very much.